أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى أهل بيت الطيبين الطاهرين. Respected members of the community, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the first talk show hosted by the Khoja Shia International Youth studying in Malaysia, here at Al Mawaddat Center in Kuala Lumpur. The history of our youth taking up tertiary education in Malaysia dates back to 2001, when two boys, including myself, left our homes in Kenya to pursue our tertiary education in Malaysia. With the numbers growing since, today we have at least 130 youth, including boys and girls, who have completed their courses in Malaysia. Some have got married and some have even become parents. In addition to that, there are another 30 students presently studying in Malaysia, and majority of them are girls. Being far away from their homes and with the absence of any Jamaat, Islamic center or even an Imam Barga, the students often congregated at the residence of Al-Hajj Hussein Qasim, who hosted mostly all events in the Islamic calendar since 2002, a year after he and his family migrated from Kenya. There were then only 5 students, and the numbers grew until they topped 30 in 2006, after the Africa Federation Education Board began promoting Malaysia as an adequate educational destination. Seating space at their residence was not sufficient, and hence, in 2007, thanks to various well-wishes from our community, the family of Al-Hajj Hussein acquired another apartment solely for the purpose of congregating the religious events. It was officially opened on Eid al-Fitr 1429 and was named Al Mawaddat Center, inspired by the ayat of the Holy Quran in Surah Shura, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى. Say, I ask no reward except that you love the near kin that is the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wassalam. The seed that was sown by those youth today has reaped a great yield. 3 years ago, Al Mawaddat Center was moved to a 2-story building and is patronized today by not only the students but even by the Indo-Pakistani community here in Kuala Lumpur. Supervised under the authority of Al-Hajj Hussein, all events are managed by the youth. Business and social visitors of our community now have a center where they can participate while on business or holiday here in Kuala Lumpur. Now let me take you back to the beginning of this journey and share with you the achievements made by the youth of our community. We'll be back after this short video.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Al Mawaddat Center, a spiritual home to the Khoja Shia Ishnashri community in Kuala Lumpur. Going back 12 years, it all started with 2 youth from Kenya who came to Malaysia in 2001 to pursue their tertiary education, with another 2 joining later in the year. The family of Al-Hajj Hussein Qasim, who migrated from Kenya in the same year, started congregations of Majalis in 2002 at their residence with 4 students. This grew to more than 50 by 2007, after the Africa Federation Education Board began promoting Malaysia as an education destination. In 2007, an important milestone was achieved with the opening of Al Mawaddat Center in a specially acquired apartment. The name Al Mawaddat was inspired from an ayah of the Holy Quran. In 2009, with the grace of the Almighty, on Eid al-Fitr, Al-Mawaddat Center opened at a two-story building which is patronized today by more than 150 community members. This center has seen several alim, speakers, and dignitaries visit and speak to the community. Starting with the simple Yahoo groups to communicate with each other on programs organized, sharing articles, etc. Today the community enjoys its own website and an efficient email dissemination system. We also have our own video channel hosted with YouTube, where videos of lectures, recitations, and activities conducted at Al-Mawaddat Center can be accessible. For more information, please write to us at info@almawaddat.org or log on to www.almawaddat.org.
Welcome back. Present with us today are 6 youth studying in Malaysia, and they're here today to share their experiences with you. Seated on my right are Brother Imran. Brother Imran will be answering all our questions in French. This is for the benefit of our French-speaking community in Madagascar, Reunion, and Mauritius. Brother Farhan and Brother Sajjad. And seated on my left are Sister Ayman, Sister Siddiqa, and Sister Alia. Let us begin with you, Brother Imran. Introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, what course you're doing, and what institution you're studying.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Je m'appelle Imran Ilyas Amarti. Je suis de Madagascar, de la capitale, Antananarivo. Ça fait 2 ans que je suis ici en Malaisie. J'étudie Creative Multimédia, la licence en Creative Multimédia. C'est en rapport au multimédia, tout ce qui est animation, 3D, etc. Et je suis à l'université, Limkokwin University.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Farhan Kasmali and I'm from Kenya. I'm currently reading law in HELP University, which is a transfer program which transfers you to the UK.
Brother Sajjad.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sajjad Abbas Hussain Saji. I'm from Arusha, Tanzania. I've been here since 2011. I'm studying electrical and electronics engineering at the University of Nottingham.
Sister Ayman.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ayman Ramtullah and I'm from Dar es Salaam. I'm currently studying Bachelor's of Marketing and Management at Monash University.
Sister Siddiqa?
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Siddiqa Muhammad Reza Dosa. I'm from Tanzania and I'm studying Bachelor's in Accounting and Finance at Taylor's University. It is a training program with the University of the West of England.
Sister Alia?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Alia Salim Ali Muhammad. I'm from Dar es Salaam. I'm currently doing Health Cat in SCCA program. It's been 7 months.
Thank you. Brother Imran, you told us that you're doing creative multimedia. Can you tell us more about your course?
D'accord. En fait, je devrais préciser au préalable qu'à Madagascar, j'ai déjà fait 3 ans de licence en commerce international et je suis venu en Malaisie pour les continuer, pour faire un master. Et en fait, le programme qui me proposait, c'était 2 nouveaux cours, seulement 3 ans. Et ça aurait été recommencer toutes les années que j'ai fait auparavant. Donc j'ai demandé s'il était possible de continuer un autre programme en relation avec ce que j'ai fait avant. Et ils m'ont proposé la Creative Multimédia, qui est un programme pas mal en fait. Il est surtout basé sur l'animation, la 3D animation aussi, en tant que web designer aussi, création de films, création de cartoons, création de BD et tout ce qui est en relation création de publicité en fait.
Is this course available in your country?
En fait non, il y a seulement une partie web design qui est en fait possible de le faire à Madagascar.
How did you find out that Malaysia is able to offer this course?
En fait c'était une surprise. Quand je suis venu en Malaisie, j'étais venu comme j'ai dit pour le master et en voyant les autres cours proposés, j'ai découvert ce cours de Creative Multimedia.
Thank you. Sister Emin, you say that you're doing a bachelor's in marketing and management. Can you tell us more about your course?
Basically, my course is all about the marketing involved with consumer spending and how studying consumer behavior patterns, why consumers purchase and why they'll be tempted to purchase.
Right.
While management looks at handling organizations and people in organizations, why people behave the way they do in organizations. So basically, it's a mix. I'm studying about people but in different environments, why people purchase and why people behave in offices and their working conditions.
Right. Is this course available in your country?
Yes, it is available in my country.
Then why did you decide to do it in Malaysia?
It's basically to do with the resources and I come from Dar es Salaam, so at that point, because I came to Malaysia in 2008 and at that point of time the studies were still not yet developed.
Right.
And secondly was because you tend to choose a path whereby you become independent.
Right.
Back home you're with family, so you're still under family. Once you move out of that shell of family, you try to become independent and do things your way and see if you can survive without any third party help or any extra guidance.
So you feel there's a benefit of studying abroad rather than within your own country?
The benefits studying within country and outside both, there are plus and minuses. But I guess the reason when we go outside it helps us to know ourselves better.
Right.
And see how we grow as a person, when we're not under surveillance from our parents and family. It's like how do we compose ourselves, when we don't have parents around us.
Yeah, take up the challenge.
Yeah, it's a challenge you take up.
That's it. Thank you. Brother Sajjad, you said you're doing electrical and electronics engineering. Can you tell us more about your course?
Basically, my course is doing with electricity and electronics. My course is mainly to deal with circuits and how electronics are made. We'll be dealing with a lot of circuits, like how the circuits work in televisions and all, and we'll also be creating new circuits to invent new products.
Interesting. Is this course available in your country?
It is available in my country. But the reason I chose Malaysia is because in my country the course is 4 years. Here it is 3 years. And also, the quality of education back home, I find it quite less compared to the quality in Malaysia.
Oh, is that so? And have you experienced that? Well, how long have you been here?
I've been here for almost a year.
A year now. And you feel the difference in the last 1 year in terms of education quality back home and here?
Yes, I found a lot of difference.
A lot of difference. That's interesting. Thank you. Sister Siddiqa, how long have you been here?
I've been here for 1 year and 3 months now.
How do you find Malaysia as an educational destination?
Well, a lot of foreign students prefer Malaysia as their educational destination choice. In my opinion, Malaysia is a very good educational destination choice. That is because Malaysia provides worth and value for education over here. The Malaysia universities mostly have training programs with the universities in UK, US and Australia abroad.
Right.
You get the same degree at the end of the day at a cost which is 1/3 than what you would actually incur over there.
Okay.
So in that way, it provides wealth for education, because also these universities which the training programs are with are top-ranked universities. They are very well known. For example, St. George University,
Right.
University of West of England, Cardiff University.
Right.
So in that way, when you go into the working world, you know that you've got a good degree. And besides that, Malaysia also provides courses such as Canadian Pre-University American Degree Transfer Program,
Right.
which actually give you a pathway to go to UK, US, Australia, and the like.
Right.
We also have really good lecturers and tutors at university, and we also have lecturers and tutors coming from abroad
Right.
who conduct block teachings.
Interesting.
Yes. And then for a student to have a good educational life, they should also have a good environment to live in.
Definitely.
And Malaysia definitely provides that.
Okay.
One reason I say this is because the transportation systems over here are very convenient.
That's important.
Yes. The public transport and the buses, trains, they're very good for students to commute to and from universities.
That's nice.
Besides that, the living costs in Malaysia are affordable and cheap,
Right.
so it's even convenient. If you compare it with Western countries, you would incur much more cost than what you incur in Malaysia. It's a friendly environment for everybody.
Nice.
Malaysia also has a good cultural system because they have a lot of racial cultures over here. We have Malays, Chinese, Tamils, so students can blend in easily.
Right.
So in a way, you wouldn't feel discriminated, you would blend in the culture.
That's nice. That's interesting.
Overall, I feel Malaysia is a very good educational destination, but when I initially came, I faced a small barrier. That was the language barrier.
Okay.
That is actually in most of the countries, but sometimes it's just difficult to converse with the people in the streets because because the language over here is Bahasa Malay. So you would feel a bit difficult in getting your way through, but that's not a big problem, and you adjust eventually.
What about the educational lecturers that you come to universities? They conduct the programs in English. How's English at that level?
Oh, their English is perfect. It's just totally fine. You understand them well. It's just the streetwise thing that sometimes you might face a problem.
Right.
But overall, it all depends on a person, how you adjust to an environment and adapt to it, and how you tackle problems that you face. So, in my opinion, Malaysia is a very good educational destination.
Maybe that way you can learn the Malay language.
Oh yes, yes, I forgot one point. You need to keep a dictionary with you sometimes, just to well verse yourself with the language.
That's interesting. Thank you very much. So Farhan, tell us, how do you find Malaysia as an educational destination?
Well, in my opinion, I've been here for just over 1 year, and I believe it's a very good choice for anyone to make to come to this country to try and study. Okay, I'm reading law, and it's a transfer program. For me, I'm doing 2+1. So after I finish my second year,
Right.
I'll transfer to the UK and I'll finish off my studies over there. Now, it's a good choice. I say this because the partner unis that you can transfer to
Right.
are among the top unis that are in the UK.
Right.
For example, you have the likes of Cardiff, Manchester, and all the other top unis that in the UK which you can transfer to.
Right.
Now, I believe this is a good choice because you can study here at a very low cost, and then you finish off in the UK,
Right.
and you end up getting a degree from that uni in the UK. So I believe that's a very good choice. For me, I've been here for over a year, and I've managed to try and expose myself to the Asian legal system.
Right.
And it's given me a very interesting insight into what it is like over here. You get to see both sides of the legal system after I finish, that is the Asian continent and the UK. I believe that's a very good pathway that a student can take. I've also managed to link with many other students from different Asian continents, like Singapore, for example, which is now becoming one of the leading areas where lawmakers or clients even turn to try and give their work and for them to do their legal work. So Singapore, Vietnam, many Asian continents, and by talking to them, I get to know what the Asian continent is like and how they conduct their legal work. So all in all, it is a very good choice to come and study in this country.
You've spoken on the educational aspect as far as university life is concerned. What about outside university life?
Outside university, It's very interesting, as my sister said, there's a clash of cultures. So you're exposed to this different culture and you come out from the East African culture. And this exposure, I believe, it develops a person, you know. And I'm not saying this just from nowhere, because I myself have felt that it's given me an insight into the way people work in different areas. With the universities, they have trips where we go outside and expose ourselves to their cultures, and we've actually lived with them for a certain period of time. So you have activities like these at the universities. The people here are very friendly compared to back home. So the development is very high compared, because we're coming from a lowly developed area. So coming over here, it's a very big change, and you actually feel good when you move around to this country.
That's nice. That's interesting to learn. Thank you. Moving on to you, Sister Alia. Can you share with us how do you find Malaysia as an education destination? Maybe you can start with how long have you been here?
Okay. First, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Al-Muwadat for making this program available to all the global places, and I would also like to thank my Allah for giving us this, coming to Malaysia, and my parents, brothers, and everyone. Coming to the question which I was being asked, I would like to say that I've been studying here for the past 3 years. And that's how
3 years? Okay.
3 years.
Okay, just in these last 3 years, how have you found Malaysia as an educational destination?
Okay, I would first start giving my educational background. I started with a degree in accounting and finance in Harvard University College, and then I continued with the SCCA program in Harvard Kent.
Right.
So coming to Malaysia has really given a big significant change in my life, because Malaysia is more developed country compared to Dar es Salaam, I would say, because the lecturers, because we have lecturers who are more Western, and we have professional people who are actually teaching us in our universities, and it's very different compared to my own country. Even though SCCA is offered in Dar es Salaam, if you know, it's FTC, but it's very different compared to my own country, because my lecturers are actually from UK, even though it's an SCCA program, so it's much different. And secondly, I would say, even as what my sister had said, that yes, we do face language barrier when we are just new. But I think as we go on, we do adopt a bit of languages. We do learn some new languages. Even we have different, like some people speak Chinese, Mandarin, and Tamil languages. They have their own languages, but we do try to adopt. Like when new people come to Dar es Salaam, they find difficult learning Swahili, our own national language. So it's the same case for us. When you come to Malaysia, we do find difficulties knowing Malay, Mandarin, and all other languages. So it's a kind of good way to learn new languages and adopt their culture, and know different people from different backgrounds. Try to adjust ourselves. It's a good.
You've been here, you say, for 3 years now.
Yeah.
Have you taken up any languages?
I would say a bit of Malay.
Would you like to share something like?
Okay. I think maybe an introduction would be a very Selamat Datang ke Malaysia. That is welcome to Malaysia.
Yeah, I'm sure that's something that all of us, when we come to Malaysia, like to pick up this language. It's very easy to learn, frankly, because the words that you find in the Malay language are mixed both. You find the English, a bit of English, you find a bit of even Swahili, because it comes from the root language of Arabic, and of course also there's some words from the Indian or Sanskrit languages. Thank you, Sister Alia. We've heard from our youth here about their experiences in Malaysia as far as education is concerned, how they came to know about it, and what they feel about Malaysia as an education destination. But moving on now to this place, Al-Muwadat Center, whose foundation was these youths. The seeds that were sown by these youths today is alive. So let's move on to asking Brother Imran of how he found out about Al-Muwadat Center. Brother Imran.
J'aimerais raconter une petite anecdote préalable. En fait, quand je suis venu en Malaisie, normalement l'université venait me prendre, mais c'était le nouvel an chinois et tout était fermé en fait. Et donc je ne savais plus où aller. Et c'est ce qui s'est passé, c'est que j'ai appelé les parents à Goumen en fait, et ils m'ont fait visiter tout Kuala Lumpur, et on a visité aussi le centre de Al-Muwadat. Et du centre, je voudrais préciser que tout ici est fait par les étudiants. Les majalis, tout en fait, c'est les étudiants qui le font, même les programmes. Et c'est la famille à M. Comel qui organise tout en fait. Et c'est une place qui est vraiment spirituelle, je veux dire. C'est que quand on vient ici, vu que c'est par les étudiants, il n'y a aucun on ne peut pas cacher, c'est ce qu'on ressent en fait. Et on est libre de penser comme on veut. C'est une très bonne chose.
Thank you. Brother Farhan.
Fortunately for me, the family that is assisting in running this center is my family as well. So I got to know about this center ever since it was started.
Thank you. That's interesting because he apparently is my own cousin brother. Okay, thank you, Brother Sajjad.
Yes, I had two cousin brothers and one, my real brother was studying here, so he showed me this place in Modern Center. It's probably the best place he showed me.
Best place, huh? Probably after the shopping malls. Anyway, thank you very much. Sister Ayman, how did you find out about the Modern Center?
As Brother Farhan said, the family that runs this center is related to me.
So also related to you?
Yes, they're related to me. Al-Haj Hussein Qasim happens to be my grandfather.
Wow.
Yes, so, and also my dad had visited Malaysia before I did. So he came to know about the center, and I'm glad that we have a center where students can come and, each week to awaken their soul. Because Monday, the Thursday is the only day we get to awaken our soul. Otherwise, it's like we're so busy in university that we don't realize we're killing our soul day by day.
That is actually very important, that sometimes we get so involved in our educational life that we sometimes, not to say we want to forget, but sometimes rather we get inclined towards forgetting about what the real purpose of life is. And it is of course this Al-Mawda Center that brings this life back to us every Thursday night. Sister Siddiqa.
I found out about the center from my family and friends who've been here before, my seniors as well. So they let me know about the center, Al-Mawda Center over here. And also the agency through which I came, Global Education Placement, they also told me about the center here.
Global Education Placement, right? That's interesting. Sister Alia?
I found this place from my brother Ali because he was studying over here for the past 4 years and he was doing a lot of volunteer work from Al-Mawda Center.
Right.
So I got to know about this place, and he told me when I was communicating with him back home, he told me that the Modern Center has Uncle Qasim, Saida Auntie, and so they are very friendly, and you should try to come to the center more frequently and all that. So when I joined over here, there's a time I was trying to help out on Auntie's side, the ladies section. That's how I come to know Fatima Pabi and Saida Auntie, who are more loving and caring for all the students in Malaysia. So very glad to be here.
So you found a home for yourself here?
Of course, for sure.
Interesting. Thank you very much. Brother Sajjad, how has the presence of Al-Mawda Center affected your life here in Malaysia?
It has affected me quite a lot in a very positive way.
Right.
Firstly, as we all know, it is very difficult for us at home or like when we stay in the campus to recite du'as ourselves or listen to lectures online.
Right.
By these programs organized by Al-Mawda Center every Thursdays and on Mushalis,
Right.
we get to somehow get that boost in Islam or come back to religion, and
Right.
also reciting it together like men and listening to the lectures together.
Right.
It makes you more involved, and so you do come here to get the lecture and also the du'as. Not only that, we also get to recite du'as here. It
Right.
makes us get involved so much.
Right.
And also sometimes we can give lectures, which is also involving us, and it helps us very much.
Right.
Not only that, Al-Mawda Center, like we are so busy in our university.
Right.
We ourselves find time to come to Al-Mawda Center
Right.
because it is so much spiritually affected us, and also the community feeling here you get.
That's right.
Like at home, we go pray Jamaat Namaz in the mosque, and then we meet our friends.
Right.
It makes us feel so nice and happy. So by
Right.
coming to Al-Mawda Center, we also get that same feeling which we are missing at home.
Right. That's right. There has been a pulling factor for you.
Yes.
Yeah. Al-Mawda Center has been a pulling factor.
Yes.
Right. That's interesting to know. Thank you. Sister Siddiqa, how has Al-Mawda Center, how has the presence of Al-Mawda Center affected your life, your studying life rather, in Malaysia? Has there been a pulling factor or no? Can you explain your better?
Mawaddat Center has had a very great impact on my life in Malaysia. Every Thursday there are programs organized over here. We have duas, Lakmil, Yasin, and we have lectures conducted over here. So every Thursday I look forward to come to the center and mingle with people. It's a connecting point for ourselves to come here to meet our other community members in Malaysia. Besides that, we as students volunteer over here. So it also gives us a chance to do community service. When we serve food, we also volunteer. So it's really good for us in our social life as well. Besides that, Mawaddat Center has helped us really boost our spiritual lessons over here in Malaysia. Being busy in our educational life, as my brother mentioned, it's made us forget that we have a spiritual life to take care of as well. So it helps us balance our religious life as well as our education life. Coming to center is very good for us because and the facilities that are provided by the family who's run this center, I'm very grateful to this family because they provide so much facilities for us. Being far away from home, we still have all this to come to. You see, we still, like during Muharram time, right? We have the Muharram Majalis is conducted. Also for Ashra Zainabiyah, we had so much facilities over here. So I'm really grateful and appreciate a lot that this center provides such facilities for us students. And it's really good to know that you have a family over here. You can come and mingle with people.
Thank you, Sister Sadiq. Brother Imran, can you tell us how has the presence of Al-Mawaddah Center affected your life, your studying life here in Malaysia?
D'abord, il y a deux points que je vais expliquer par rapport à cela. Tout d'abord, l'aspect culturel. C'est que je dois préciser qu'ici tout est en anglais. Donc c'est aussi une pratique, je peux pratiquer cette langue ici en fait. Et je disais culturellement, c'est qu'il y a beaucoup de chiites ici, de différentes parties du monde, qui viennent dans ce centre. Et en fait, quand je dis chia, dans mon université principalement, il est vraiment dur de trouver principalement un chia qui suit la religion. Donc quand je viens ici, c'est comme un frère en fait, que je vois depuis plusieurs années et que ça me rapproche en fait. Et principalement, moi je ne sais pas pour les autres, mais je vis à 3 heures de route du centre. Je dois prendre un train, un métro et 2 bus pour arriver ici. Et quelquefois j'arrive en retard, très en retard, quelquefois le programme il est terminé. Mais le fait de venir ici, de faire cette longue route, en fait ça m'incite spirituellement ça m'incite beaucoup. C'est que j'ai fait autant d'efforts pour venir ici et c'est un grand plus en fait.
Thank you, Brother Imran. Moving on to you, Sister Alia, how has studying abroad, such as in a country like Malaysia, changed you as a person?
When we are back home, we actually are attached to our parents and everything. Coming to abroad, we have actually found that we have gone more matured and grown up. Secondly, if you are going to see, we have a university life going on. At the same time, we have to pay our own bills, do our housework all by ourselves. So we have to actually have a good time management for everything. At the same time, if you have a working or professional life, so we need to manage everything properly. So I think like that way, it really makes us mature enough and bring us in a different culture that we can actually adopt everything together. And I think Malaysia is a very good country for all this because being back home, we don't actually get all these opportunities to go through all these processes. So I think it's a very good thing to come to Malaysia.
So you believe that 3 years ago, Alia, and 3 years today, today is different?
I would suggest, yeah.
That's true. Okay. Thank you, that's interesting to learn. So, Brother Farhan, do you think that Farhan 12 months ago is different than Farhan today? How has studying abroad affected your life? Has it personally changed you?
Yes, definitely, it has changed me. Besides the cliches that everyone hears before they study abroad, that you become independent, you get more freedom, you develop yourself as a person.
Right.
That's all true because I felt more independent when it comes to taking responsibilities for issues that affect me.
Right.
So that's one. Also, some people talk about freedom. You know, they say once you go abroad, you're away from the clutches of your parents. You know, you have more freedom to do whatever you want.
Right.
Freedom actually it's more of a scary thing, you know, because when you think about it, you're like, I have the freedom to do whatever I want. Right. Whatever I do now will affect my future.
Of course.
You know. So for me, I feel like freedom is a more dangerous thing, because you have to be aware of what you're going to do, and because nobody can tell you what you have to do. So when you have that control within yourself, and if you're able to push it towards a positive way, right, then it changes you as a person. Now that won't happen straight away, it will take time, and for me I've felt that. So you have that as well. Meeting new people, new cultures, it has helped you actually counter opinions from other sides that you've never heard of in your life before. So it gives you an insight into the way people think, and it broadens your mind. So that's one of the changes, some of the changes that I felt.
Broadening your mind, that's important. Thank you very much for the input. Sister Ayman, you've been here for years. I think in the panel here, you must be the longest. And can you tell us that Sister Ayman 4 years ago and Sister Ayman today, is there a difference? Is there a visible difference? How has studying abroad in a country like Malaysia affected your life as a person?
Ayman 4 years ago was a one-track mind, because I was not exposed to diversity, diverse cultures, right, diverse people. Okay. But after coming to Malaysia, staying here for 4 years, I have now I have the capacity of space that it's like a two-way track now, you know, that right, other people's opinions are accepted as well, and you know that, you know, people have a different view to everything in life, you know, you can't have one view of everything in life. Besides that, also, you see a lot of personal growth in yourself, you know, professionally, socially, emotionally, because we have to realize we've come here, Al-Mawad and Center X is our family. But when we go back to university, we have no family. So we have to even, you know, act upon our social skills, that if we don't approach people, people won't approach us either. Okay. So we have to know how to communicate with people, how to bridge communication between two people who are different, like chalk and cheese, and different cultures.
Interesting.
Because we come from an Indian community, but staying in African countries.
Right.
Here, there are Asian people staying here, and their ideologies are different as well. So where you go, meet them halfway and accept their culture, and they accept our culture. So I guess personally it has enhanced our skills a lot, given us room for a lot of growth, you know. Apart from being independent, as Brother Farhan mentioned, those are all common things that after we come to study, we become independent. But personal growth is like you become a person that brings a positive change in everybody's life and in your own life as well. So I guess it's in good faith that we came here and we've got a chance to grow. So when we go back home, we take that positive effect and apply it to our community and to our surroundings.
That's interesting. 4 years is quite a long time. Have you picked up any languages, maybe Malay, Chinese, Tamil?
I would say I just know one line in Chinese and halfway in Malay, like, you know, a little bit of, like, I can converse.
What's that one statement you know in Chinese?
In Chinese? It's Ni Han Ban. I think that means how are you? Yes.
That would be that Mandarin?
Yes, Mandarin.
Ni hao ma.
Yeah, Ni hao ma, yeah. So confusing.
Yeah, well, when you have different cultures, different diverse races, and of course, there's a lot to learn and a lot to take with you in your life. Thank you, Sister Ayman, with that. Our brothers and sisters have expressed themselves quite a bit and shared their experiences with you. Perhaps it's something that we can learn and take forward with us. As a final round, we'll go through one by one and ask them what advice can they give to the youth of our community, especially those who intend to pursue tertiary education abroad. We'll start with Sister Alia.
Okay, first of all, I would say that we should never forget our namaz, as it's a part to Salatul Mustaqim. Secondly, I would say we should never forget our parents. Even we are abroad, we should always remember the pain and the trouble that took us to at least bring us over here to this stage. Thirdly, we should also appreciate that we have a community over here, so we should take a proper advantage, like come to the community as frequent as possible, try our best to mingle up with the community people, the different culture from different environment. The students come from different countries as well, so we should try to mingle up, be in communication, as now they are our families. Lastly, I would even say that we should take the pain and the courage to learn, because our educational life, because not all students get the opportunity of studying abroad. So we should take the advantage and try our level best to at least be a successful person after coming to Malaysia, so that we can tell the people that Malaysia has really made a significant difference in our life.
Interesting. Thank you. Sister Siddiqa?
To my fellow community members who would like to come to Malaysia, being specific to Muslims, they should know Malaysia is a Muslim country, of course. So over here, the food is not a problem because we get halal food everywhere. Besides that, there are prayer rooms everywhere, so we can also observe our prayers on time. Apart from that, most importantly, we have the Al-Mawaddat Center over here. So we can come and connect to our community members and also exercise our faith as Shias over here. Besides that, Malaysia is a good country because of all the points we had mentioned before. And we can also practice our hijab over here as Muslims, and this is specific to women because Malaysia is a Muslim country, so the Malays over here practice hijab, so you don't feel out of place when you practice your hijab over here. You don't feel discriminated. So Malaysia is a good choice to make for your education, and I would advise students to come and pursue their tertiary education over here.
Thank you, Sister Ayman.
My advice would only be this much, that we've been given the freedom to come and study and the power to make change. Use the freedom correctly and wisely. Do not misuse your power and freedom, because the moment you misuse the power and freedom, you have let your parents down, you have let your community down. Do something that your community can be proud of. Do something your parents can be proud of. Make them proud of the reason they've sent you here is to study, and make use of it correctly.
Thank you very much, Sister Ayman. We've heard from the girls of what they have to advise our youth of the community. Can you tell us and share with us, Brother Sajjad, what would you advise the youth of our community?
Yes. There are very many factors that affect you here when you go study abroad. First of all, the freedom. With this freedom, a lot of imtihan comes to you.
Right.
So when you get this imtihan, always hold on to the rope of Allah. There is always shaitan being whispering in your ear. But if you hold on to the rope of Allah and the right path, you'll never go astray. And also, if you follow that path, Allah is saying, you take the first step, I'll help you the rest. If you follow that path, for sure you pass your exams and you get a good grade. And also, there are many people who don't really are up to this tertiary education. They usually end up in their Form 6, the A levels, and they say, that's enough, I'll join my father.
Right.
No, I would suggest that it is very important to study abroad because, as we know, the saying goes, study from cradle to grave. So
right.
please, keep on studying. Don't leave this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Sajjad. Brother Farhan.
I'd like to take a more secular approach when it comes to the advice to the youths. For me, individually, like for my experience, before I came to Malaysia to read law, I didn't know much about the law studies and all that. So I had to, before you jump into anything or before you try and make a decision on what you want to study, I would like to advise the youth that they should inquire about what they want to do, look at all aspects of what they wish to do, look at their skills and what they are capable of doing, and then try and apply it in the courses that they can do in unis. Ask anyone, almost anyone, don't be afraid, don't be shy, because once you get into uni, it dawns upon you that in a couple of years you'll actually be doing this for the rest of your life. And I've seen students in my batch, in my first year, where they've dropped out because they don't feel that it's a good course. And that's a lot of time that is wasted, which could be put into good use. So before you go and do anything, I advise the youths to actually inquire and have full information on the course that they wish to do.
Thank you very much, Brother Farhan. Brother Imran, finally.
En fait, on a eu ce genre de programme à Madagascar aussi, parlant en fait de notre expérience à l'étranger. Et je me disais, avec peut-être c'est à cause de l'environnement familial et environnement du madrasa qui était à côté, je me disais en fait que c'était pas si dur que ça de vivre à l'étranger, que je pourrais contrôler ma foi et tout. Mais en fait, en faisant l'expérience, c'est vraiment un autre monde. C'est vraiment très dur en fait. Il faut vraiment faire attention. Et même étant un pays musulman, la Malaisie, quelquefois il y a des aspects qui sont plus dangereux qu'en Europe en fait. Et en fait c'est là que je veux dire aux jeunes surtout que d'abord c'est une bonne chose d'aller à l'étranger pour l'expérience, mais avant cela il faudrait consolider la foi. Donc pour ceux qui ont le mode réseau dans leur ville, profitez au maximum, gagnez le plus d'informations et consolider votre foi. Et en second lieu, je dirais surtout pour les francophones, mon expérience en fait, que mon niveau en anglais il était minable. J'étais pas bon du tout en anglais. Et j'ai fait le premier pas. C'était un défi pour moi en fait, d'aller dans un pays aveuglement, sans connaître la langue. Et je suis venu et en fait, avec la pratique, je suis devenu bon en anglais. Donc c'est pas du tout un frein pour ceux qui ont peur de cela. Aller dans un pays anglophone, en fait les études là-bas ils sont mieux. Il y a plus de pratique, vous gagnerez plus d'expérience et vous deviendrez bilingue. Donc c'est vraiment un bon choix.
Thank you very much, Brother Imran. Thank you very much, the six of you. It's been a pleasure to have you here today, and good to hear the experiences that you've shared with us today, especially the community members, and we hope that they will learn and take it forward with that. If you'd like to have more information about studying in Malaysia or even Al Mawaddah Center, then log on to www.almawaddah.org, or you can write to us at info@almawaddah.org. Thank you for joining us this time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.